Okay, so this is the Pruveeo D700 dash cam. So that's the mirror. It's upside down, but these are the connections. That's the USB connection there. That AV in. That's for the backup camera. And then you've got a slot for the SD card as well. Just to focus. Okay. You got these rubber straps on the back. I've got a pretty small rearview mirror, so hopefully these work. This is the speaker, I think. There's the camera right there. You got a reset button on the back. And there's a microphone in here somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. It might be that little hole at the bottom. And then you've got 3 buttons. I don't know what those do, but yeah. Also in the box, you have the user manual. This is to power it with a cigarette lighter. And this is the backup camera. It's pretty small actually. It looked bigger than that in the pictures, but if you look at it next to my thumb, it's pretty discreet, which is good. Yeah, there's a connection for it. And these are the mounting screws, or tape, double-sided tape. I'm actually going to not use this. I'm going to hardwire it, which I have right here. So I'm going to, yeah, that's the right connection. I'm going to hook this straight into my fuse box with this. But I will test it first to make sure it works with this. So let's get it installed. So I got it hooked up and can confirm that it does work, thankfully. It's pretty responsive actually, the screen. I thought, you know, it wouldn't be very fast when you tap on things, but it's actually really good. I'm very surprised. So yeah, it works with it hooked up to the cigarette lighter. So now I'm going to hardwire it, trying to hide some of these wires, and hopefully it'll still work. Okay, so I've started the process of hardwiring this. This is the connection right here to hardwire it. It came with a add a fuse. I didn't tap into an existing fuse. So I used a empty one. This one is for the, well, the one for me at least was the rear wiper. And since this is a soft top and doesn't have a rear wiper, there was no fuse in there. So I plugged it into an empty one, and it seemed to work. So it doesn't work when the ignition is off, but it does work when the ignition is on, which is what I wanted. Initially, I put it in this one, which is for the subwoofer, and that's always on, because it doesn't have a subwoofer either, but I guess if it did, it would always be on. So I couldn't use that one. So that's why I used the one I did. I just looked it up online, the fuse panel for a Jeep Wrangler, and it somebody had put together a screen with what all the different ones did. So that's why I picked the rear wiper. I temporarily hooked it up to a ground. That's not the one I want to use. I could use it in theory, but I want to try and find something in here. So we'll see what I can find. I think I see something. We'll see. And then the other end of this, which has the power cable. So that was, I've got this routed through the back here, and then it comes out here. Probably can't see it, but the wire goes behind all this and here, and there's a plastic piece of trim here which I had to remove, so I can get this wire in, and then this will plug in right there. So it'll be relatively hidden, I guess, but that's the best I can do, because this, see, this is a gap here, so I can't really hide the wire. So you will see the USB cable, but it will be a much cleaner install than having the wire just dangling down to the cigarette lighter. So I'll probably actually just use some electrical tape to hold this in place. Don't want this dangling around. Don't want the wire coming out the trim. At least on my Jeep, I had these screws here that I had to take out. I didn't want to pull this out because it's kind of stuck behind a bunch of rubber trim, and I didn't want to have to put that back. So it worked with me just loosening it. So I'm going to get the plastic piece of trim in here after I tape this up a bit. Actually, maybe I won't tape it up, because then I won't have any. We'll see. I don't know. Because if I tape it up, if I need to pull on the wire, it won't actually go. So I probably won't now. But yeah, so it's looking good already. You know, the wire's hidden. I thought you could see it through here, but you can't. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. So let me get this plastic piece back on and hooked up, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so here's what it looks like with the trim piece back in. On the Wrangler, there is a little, if you can see that. Let's see. There's a little hole there, right there, in the trim piece, that the wire is going through. So it's kind of not like kind of tucked in there too tightly. And I think it looks pretty good for what it is. Obviously it'd be great if that was hidden. I guess I could have routed it down here, down the windshield into here, but because this isn't like a 90-degree angle connector, it would still be sticking up that high. Actually, it would just be sticking up that high, and then the wire would run back down here. So I don't think it would look pretty good. So this really is the best I can do for now, until I get a different USB connector, and then maybe I'll run it against the windshield here. But I think for now it looks pretty good. All the wires are hidden right behind the trim, and it was pretty easy to take all the trim off. Kind of goes all the way down here, and then into the glove box down here. So I'm going to finish hooking this up, and then we should be good to go. Okay, and the install is done. So there's the mirror, there's the USB cable, goes behind there. Comes down the A-pillar head behind the trim, back behind here, and then behind the glove box. You can kind of see there's the outer fuse there. I kind of tucked the wires back there. I didn't really tape anything up. If it rattles I can, but I'll leave it for now. In terms of the ground, so after looking, I couldn't find a place to ground this, so I did have to use that. This is the holder for the strap that stops the door from coming out. So what I did, you can't really see it, but it's connected to this one, and then I've taped the wire to the body back here, so it's not hanging out. People don't get their feet caught on it. But yeah, that's it. All done. I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I think it looks great. It's as hidden as it can be. So yeah, really pleased. So I thought I'd actually show this working. So this is me about to turn the key on. And there you go. Sorry for the light. You can't really see very well. But yeah, it's working fine. Oh, I'll stop the recording. I'm trying to do this with the camera. But yeah, it all works great. So yeah, all done. And let me turn the key off and show you that when I turn the engine off, the recording will stop like that.